What is up, fellow trainers, and welcome back to another edition of the Pokemon Bliss and Oblivion project here on PTE Creative. As always, I'm your host, Evan Davies. Thank you for joining me for another visit into the Halzari region as a part of the project, which is our custom fakemon region here over at PTE Creative. So let's get to it right here and right now. As we reintroduce you to the legendary Pokemon, hence the color changes on a lot of things. The legendary Pokemon Wraithorca. Wraithorca, intentionally missing the Pokedex number. I'm very fastidious and I'm very organized when it comes to the Halzari Pokedex numbers because I want you to see how large of a scope the Halzari Pokedex really is, and it's intended to be the largest Pokemon region ever created. However, I intentionally kept the number off of this one because I didn't want you to have the best idea of the final number, just the promise of what is to come. Now, you may be noticing some cool detailing on Wraithorca, as it has that glow to it, a little bit of different things that should give you a nod at the typing. But for those that have missed this series before, Pokemon Bliss and Oblivion, the project I've started personally at this point almost 6 years ago, and it's a very personal project, the region itself is based off the United States. It edges into Canada and edges into Mexico a little bit, but it's very much based off the United States. And mythology created here in the US. Tall tales of the US, cultures of the US, animals of the US. So much of it is an American basis. And I wanted to tell that story, and part of that is telling the balance of the story is the world that we've kind of created versus the natural world. Then also the American story of immigrants coming to create this country versus the natives that have already been here. What does that story look like? And when you can put it into a Pokemon lens, how can you analyze that story even more? So this is based off of a totem pole, some of this artwork here, which we are going to get to a little bit more explanation as we get to its Pokedex entry. Now, like I said, Wraithorca, legendary Pokemon, hence the black and gold color scheming here. Wraithorca is the Water Totem Pokemon. Hence the reason it has the totem. It's part of a totem pole. Now, base stats, I'm just going to give you one. HP is 105, speed 100, attack 100, defense 90, special attack 140, special defense 140, with an average of 112.5 and a total stat of 675, which is right about an equal basis to Kyogre, which I thought was very fitting, both having whale tendencies in their designs and things of that nature. However, Kyogre is a hair more scaled towards the special attack and defense, where I made Wraithorca a little bit more balanced. The idea is balance with these legendary Pokemon. The idea is balance in a lot of my Pokemon because you're trying to strike the whole theming of many of the overarching themes. It's kind of crazy to say, the overarching themes of the theming of the overarching theme. The whole basis of a lot of these themes is striking balance. What is the balance of the natural world versus the world that we've created for ourselves? What's the balance between adoption of other cultures versus keeping our own? It's very interesting dichotomies to find. So even I like to reflect that in the stats so that the Pokemon reflects the theming that you're trying to do, which I think is very important as you look at character design. That's something I highly recommend if you are going to start making your own Fakemon videos. If you're inspired by these videos, like I was inspired by so many others, such as Subjectively, True Green 7, a lot of other wonderful, wonderful creators on YouTube and on Instagram, and a lot of other people. That's one piece of advice I tell you. Reflect your character designs, reflect your Pokemon in your theming, and your theming in your Pokemon. It'll all feel far more in unison, even on that subconscious level. But back to it, Wraithorca is a ghost and water type Pokemon. Its total length would be 12 foot, 10 inches tall. So that'd be from tip of tail all the way to the mouth. 192, I'm sorry, 192, 692.6 pounds. So it's a big boy. Wraithorca is a big guy. But again, it's the Water Totem Pokemon. As we go into its Pokedex entry, one of the 5 totem legends of Halzari, Wraithorca rules the seas of the region. Legend states it only raises from the depths to a trainer in. I love the Native American iconography. I love, or iconography, if you'd like to say it that way. I love Native American imagery, but you have to pay respect if you're going to play in that realm. And I've tried to be as respectful as I possibly can here, tweaking things so it's not just a straight ripoff and I'm just stealing, but trying to be very cognizant of the ways lines move, the way things connect in totem poles. It's very much part of that Pacific Northwest region of Native Americans and natives of their area. That's so important to pieces of their culture. And totem poles, unfortunately, although it has popularized them, also it's kind of shown where culture can be stolen. So I do want to be respectful of that. But I loved the idea of taking balance from the native world and of people that were already in a region and saying, okay, we're going to play with that balance by taking it away. What does that mean? What does that do? And then having legendary Pokemon as the creation of balance. It's been seen in other legendary Pokemon as well. Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza. Earth, Sea, and Sky. When you have something like Yveltal and Xerneas, Life and Death. You even have it in Reshiram and Zekrom, and Kyurem in the middle. You could even go as much as Dialga, Palkia, Giratina. It's about creating balance. Even the base sets of starter Pokemon, it's about balance. It's the golden trio of typing. I want to reflect that. So there are 5 legendary Pokemon based off of a totem pole. And they're based off of animals that you would see on totem poles in the Pacific Northwest. And they all have a basis as to why they do. They represent different elements and different things. And that really explains the ghost mentality because you're seeing the ghosts of the past. The things that guide us from our own past. Which is why the ghost theming comes into play. Plus, it's the loss of those legends, reflected in the ghost typing as well. But then their overarching element that keeps them unique and different compared to others, which is why it has the water typing. And that typing infuses itself into the ability, which is a brand new ability. I said this in a previous video. I generally like to keep abilities very, very similar, if not dead on, to what was already created. So it already feels as though there's an acceptance of the franchise. There's an acceptance of what is already there, and you fit into it versus trying to just take it for yourself. I always like to strike that balance too. But I felt that Wraithorca specifically needed a new ability to kind of tell you what it is, which is Wraithbrain. It's a Pokemon that keeps to itself in the depths. It would be incredibly hard to find. It's a ghost type in incredibly dark, deep water around the region. So inevitably, it'd be incredibly difficult to find. When it does impact our world, it uses Wraithrain, which both powers water type moves due to the constant torrent of water, the constant impact that rain would be causing in a maelstrom, in a hurricane of that nature, those wild storms at sea. It's kind of what I was going for with the rain. But the Wraith element, it also lowers the accuracy. So it boosts water moves at the same time. It decreases the accuracy of the opponent's team, which is, to me, wild. But That's an ability that befits a legendary Pokemon of Wraithorca's status. That's not an ability I would ever give a basic Pokemon because that's wildly unfair. But a legendary Pokemon, something like this, it's important to give its own ability that makes it feel more tangible, more real, which is why I gave it the ability. But that, friends, is Wraithorca, a wonderful, wonderful addition to the Halzari Pokedex. If you want to see its artwork a little bit better, check it out right here. More of those glowing aspects coming off that ghostly glow. But Wraithorca is the first legendary Pokemon I believe I ever created, and something I'm incredibly proud of. And I hope you guys enjoy it and like it as much as I do. Now, if you do enjoy what you're seeing, I must ask you, maybe you just love seeing my art. Maybe you want some for yourself. How about go over to our Etsy shop, ptecreative.etsy.com. Over there, you're going to find a bunch of cool merch. Here you can find Pokemon card packs, Pokemon stickers, t-shirts, but we also have other stuff. We have state stuff, we have football stuff, we have just straight little fashion lines that we've created here together. Fun stuff all the way around, stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, hats. And if you want anything else, including a mystery pack, just message me either on Etsy or on YouTube channel, even on this video, and I will try to create something for you and help you out as much as I possibly can. So if you want to help us out, which would be a great help, again, go to ptecreative.etsy.com. And if you do that, be sure to use the promo code BLISS, BLISS, at checkout to get 20% off any order of 2 items or more. I want to treat you for helping us out over at the channel, which would be super, super appreciated. And that is what it's all about, appreciating each other, showing each other some support. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video again. If you do want to support us a little bit more, go check out our over content Monday through Friday here on YouTube. If you want to go check out our podcasts, they're available both on YouTube and Spotify. The Onetta Show's Tuesday, rotating topics, a lot of fun. We do get into Pokemon, other gaming things, but a wild array of topics, including the brand new summer movie preview that I think you guys would really like to check out. It's fun talk. And Thursday, Onetta Football Show. As always, we're talking pro football. Go check that kind of stuff out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications bells, share it, do all the things you should do. Show us some appreciation because we want to show you appreciation through our content. Peace, love, and hugs to all of you. Bye!